If you didn't know, I was the ringleader for the loud group coming in. We do not apologize because I brought out-of-towners to somewhere new.
Yay!
So I have a story, and it's actually related to the Magnolia Street Derby. Thanks FCB for stealing thunder. What it is a tale of a group of adults building a car to stick to some kind of theme and shuttle someone down a hill recklessly into Hales. We thought, well, they need something to be safe in, so we pondered, and we obviously hit upon pool noodles as the safety barrier. We needed, of course, a theme, right? And so our theme was something topical, something very relevant to Macon. It was the aerial gondolas and people's varying opinions on them. So there we were. We took to that theme and strived really hard to come up with what essentially became a very wobbly wireframe of a, we're not going to put butt plug here, but butt plug shaped thing that was often questioned as far as its gondoliness. So that led us to actually adding signs. Directional sign, downtown going this way, amphitheater going this way. Making a gondola prototype, aerial gondola prototype. Because if you don't label it, then the crowd won't know. And so that's what we did. Well, we showed up, so we actually housed our greatly, struggled on piece of work on actually Magnolia Street, which they effectively blocked going the other direction of the hill. So that's where I took out the golf cart. Got to the start line, in case anyone's listening that is more interested in that than they should be. We got there at the perfect time, lined it up, put it in there backwards. Eventually, we turned it back around because without being able to read the fucking sign, no one gets it. Our color choices did not scream aerial gondola. Our outfits did not scream this either. We had no mare to guide us in any sort of way, or a fake hairpiece or costume to go with that. So we had to turn around where people could read this. We waited upon the start for the practice. We drug it. You do all the things like you get to, you go through all the efforts where we're like, you do these things in construction, and we'll have several weeks before we actually have to go. We'll be easy peasy. We of course waited to the night before to finish it off. It was the decisions were pretty much, is no one's changing a damn thing. We're finishing the thing we have. If the Macon people don't like it, they can just put their suggestion in the box for later. So we got it all set up. We got it to the hill. We did the practice run, which was not the end. So it goes to the end. Everyone else goes to the end. It eventually gets drugged back up. I had already stood with it for a while. I watched it go down. I left to have a refreshing beverage. It eventually ended up magically back at the top of the hill, where I drug it to the start line at the appropriate time, and we let our cosmonaut go, right? He's the nearly skinniest of us all. He was nominated because he fit. We had helmet and knee pads graciously given by friends in the community, or borrowed, let's say. And we rocketed him down the way. And it was a very proud moment, because as you see this thing go down the hill, it's way more rickety when you're super close to it. You're like, oh! Like, we were doing practice runs, and there were legit practice runs I could not watch. It was wrecking my nerves. So you'd see the thing bounce and bounce, and I'm like, oh no. something is going to go awry. The wheel will pop off in all the directions and so on. And you just see the frame just do the thing. And so we watch the final run, the actual, for the money. He gets down the hill. He nails a couple of headwells, and we succeed in completing that project. So now we're on to something else. Thank you. Yeah.